let's take some notes on our story problem. Remember, we're looking for the numbers and how they relate to each other. An eighth of the grapes in the bowl are seedless. Here's my very first sentence. I have a number in it, but it doesn't stick out. It's kind of written out. So here's a number 1/8. And 1/8 represents the seedless grapes. Okay, so I'm connecting 1/8 with seedless. That's my first piece of information. The rest have seeds. Okay, so how do I find the rest? Well, that would be, if you have 1/8, you have to understand that the fraction 1/8 is part of a whole. And how many pieces are in a whole when we have cuts that are eighths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have one of these eighths, which means that the ones that have seeds in it are all of the rest. It says the rest have seeds. So that would be 7/8 have seeds. That's an understanding of the fractions when we did all of that work with chopping up those circles and the different colors and so forth. It can be expressed as a fraction, which is I just did. Okay, so now we're going to be thinking about how we're going to take our data and express it in what they're asking for here. What is the ratio? Okay, so they're asking us for a ratio of the seeded grapes. So here we have seeded is to unseeded. Now they asked it in a slightly different way. We have seedless and seeds. So what would be the seeded grapes? Well, those would have the ones with the seeds in them. So we're going to take our number, 7/8, and put it here because that's the order they asked. They asked for the seeded grapes to the unseeded. We could represent the 2 as the colon to the unseeded. I just pulled that down. That was my ratio. Is to the unseeded, that number was 1/8. So our ratio, we've expressed our ratio for the seeded to the unseeded. Now we have a second question here. What is the ratio of the seedless grapes to all of the grapes? So now I've got, here's where the colon would be. It's asking for seedless grapes is to all of the grapes. Well, I don't have an all here, but I can get an all with the numbers that I have. If you've got the entire circle, remember I did that before, here's our seeded grapes, and this is the seedless grape, because 1/8 of them, and all of these were the ones that had the seeds in them. Kind of looks like they have seeds in them because I've used dots. So what would all be? Well, we know the seedless is 1/8 of it. And all of it, the whole entire thing, would be 8/8. So when you're doing these kinds of story problems, when you're doing any kind of story problems, you're reading specifically to find information. Where are the numbers? What are the numbers? And how do they relate to each other? In ratios, they're relating to each other in a very specific way. And the word problem will actually tell you. It has here seeded grapes to unseeded. That's your ratio right there. You can just pull it right out of the story problem. And here it is seedless grapes to all of the grapes. And that one we had to do a little side calculation in order to understand that the whole would be the combination of the ones who had seeds and the ones that didn't. So that's a comprehension and understanding of what made up the whole of the grapes, the whole bowl.